Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Dishatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Jai Gurudev Jai Gurudev, Gurudev Jai Gurudev. Hare Ram Sankirtan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. So just repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Hare Krishna. So we are discussing chapter 2, Bhagavad Gita, and today we will start from verse number 9. No, not 9, 7. This is very, very important verse. So as of now, in chapter 1, we could see how Arjuna is bewildered. He is not able to make decision. I mean, in this chapter 2, we could see that. Finally, after verse number 7, 2.7, it is page number 72. Got it? So previous verse, few verses we could see that now still Arjuna is confused. He is not able to make decision what to do, what not to do. And in this verse number 7, we see finally he is going to take shelter of Krishna. He is going to accept Krishna as his spiritual master, as Guru. So we will recite this verse. Karpanya dosho apahit svabhava Prichhami tvam dharma sammudha cheta Yat shreyasyan nishchitam ruhi tanme Shishyasteham sadimam tvam prapannam. So translation. Now I am confused about my duty and have lost all composure because of my miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and a soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. I'll quickly read purport. This is a very important verse. So purport by Srila Prabhupada. By nature's own way, the complete system of material activities is a source of perplexity for everyone. In every step, there is perplexity. And therefore, it behooves one to approach a bona fide spiritual master who can give one proper guidance for executing the purpose of life. All Vedic literatures advise us to approach a bona fide spiritual master to get free from the perplexities of life, which happen without our desire. They are like a forest fire that somehow blazes without being set by anyone. Similarly, the world situation is such that perplexities of life automatically appear without our wanting such confusion. No one wants fire, and yet it takes place, and we become perplexed. The Vedic wisdom therefore advises that in order to solve the perplexities of life and to understand the science of the solution, one must approach a spiritual master. who is in the disciplic succession. A person with a bona fide spiritual master is supposed to know everything. One should not therefore remain in material perplexities but should approach a spiritual master. This is the purport of this verse. Who is the man in material perplexities? It is he who does not understand the problems of life. In Brihad Aranya Upanishad, the perplexed man is described as follows. Yova etad aksharam gargi avidya tvasamal loka praiti sa kripana. He is miserly man who does not solve the problems of life as a human and who thus quits this world like the cats and dogs without understanding the science of self-realization. This human form of life is a most valuable asset for the living entity who can utilize it for solving the problems of life. Therefore, one who does not utilize this opportunity properly is a miser. On the other hand, there is the Brahmana or he who is intelligent enough to utilize this body to solve all the problems of life. The Kripanas or miserly persons waste their time in being overly affectionate for family, society, country, etc. in the material conception of life. One is often attached to a family life, namely to wife, children, other members, on the basis of skin disease. The Kripana thinks that he is able to protect his family members from death, or Kripana thinks that his family or society can save him from the verge of death. Such family attachment can be found even in the lowest animals, who take care of children also. Being intelligent, Arjuna could understand that his affection for family members and his wish to protect them from death were the causes of his perplexities. Although he could understand that his duty to fight was awaiting him, still, on account of miserly weakness, he could not discharge the duties. He is therefore asking Lord Krishna, the Supreme Spiritual Master, to make a definite solution. He offers himself to Krishna as a disciple. He wants to stop friendly talks. Talks between the master and the disciple are serious. And now Arjuna wants to talk very seriously before the recognized spiritual master. Krishna is therefore the original spiritual master of the science of Bhagavad Gita, and Arjuna is the first disciple for understanding the Gita. How Arjuna understands the Bhagavad Gita is stated in the Gita itself, and yet foolish mundane scholars explain that one need not submit to Krishna as person, but to the unborn within Krishna. There is no difference between Krishna's within and without. And one who has no sense of this understanding is the greatest fool in trying to understand Bhagavad Gita. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnana Janashalakya Chakshurvritamyan Tasmai Shri Guruve. So, this is very, very important verse in Bhagavad Gita. So now Arjuna is confused, not able to decide what to do, what not to do. And Prabhupada is giving it purport like in our day-to-day life or in our life also, there are so many situations we are perplexed. We are not able to make decision what to do, what not to do. So what is the solution for that? What should be the approach? So Arjuna is teaching by his example. Because this perplexity, this confusion, can only be solved when we take shelter of higher authority. Like in our in our journal life we see. If we want to solve problem, if we have some problem, what is the right approach to solve that problem? Accepting higher authority. This is the process to solve the problem. Because we could see Arjuna, he was trying his best to solve the problem, to come out of this confusion or whatever. He did everything, all logics. But he was not able to solve that. He was in stress and anxiety, right? So we also see in our life so many stress, so many anxiety due to so many reasons, right? Either we keep on thinking about past or we keep on thinking about future. So, and because of this, so much of stress and anxiety, we forget about our own duty. Duty means what exactly we have to do, how we should handle these problems of life. We forget about it. So the process is, if we really want to solve the problem of life, then we should approach authority, higher authority, one who is more intelligent, one who knows the truth, right? So when we take guidance of some superior authority, some senior person, then definitely a person, senior person doesn't mean just by age. A person who is realized, one who understands the reality of life, one who knows the fact about life. He can guide us. He can help us to understand the situation and how to come out of that situation or that problem. He will help us. So Arjuna is doing the same thing. He is taking shelter of Krishna. And Krishna is the supreme authority. He is the supreme authority. He is the first spiritual master. He is the first teacher. And Krishna is not only a teacher, he is God himself. He is source of everything. He is source of everything. He is all knowledgeable, all powerful. So he knows about past, he knows about present, he knows about future. So taking shelter of such a personality is it's a win-win situation. There's no chance to lose. So Arjuna is taking shelter of Krishna to solve his problem, right? And also Prabhupada in this purport is giving that, yes, we should take shelter of a spiritual master. Yes, a spiritual master, bona fide spiritual master. A spiritual master means guru. But not anyone and everyone. Because sometimes people just in fashion, because everybody in society, they have some kind of guru, so they also tend to accept somebody as guru. So there is a qualification for guru. So Prabhupada is mentioning here bona fide spiritual master. Even in next paragraph, you will get detail about it in next shloka, purport of the next shloka. So there is a qualification we should understand, that if we are taking shelter of some personality, somebody, then what should be the qualification? So we will try to understand it at a spiritual platform and material platform both, right? Because in our day-to-day life, how we can solve problem, and also because our purpose is higher. When we study Bhagavad Gita, so Bhagavad Gita is higher purpose. We are going to solve the ultimate purpose of life with this Bhagavad Gita, right? And why we are discussing this, why we are going to solve the real problem of life, the higher purpose. If you remember in our initial classes, we had discussed about real problem of life. We have day-to-day problems as well. And apart from that, we have real problem. What is that? Cycle of birth and death. Yes, birth, death, old age, disease. These are real problems as per scripture. And apart from that, different other problems we have, maybe job, personal, professional, family problems. We have, all these are again problems. But the real problem, birth, death, old age, disease. So we are trying to solve with this, with the help of Bhagavad Gita, we are targeting the higher purpose, solving the real problems of life. But it doesn't mean that you will be, when you go for higher purpose, then the lower purpose will automatically be fulfilled. That will be solved. It is like a spiritual well-being is followed by material well-being. So don't worry at all that if you are going to solve the spiritual problem of your life, then what about our day-to-day life? What about our material needs? So that is mentioned in scripture. When you take care of your spiritual life, your material well-being will automatically be there. Now, individually or separately, it doesn't mean that you don't have to put any effort for that. But the point is, you will come out of maximum problems. You will have right understanding how to take the situation and how to utilize the things. You will have better understanding once you have understanding at a spiritual platform, right? So that is what, because we could see whatever is stress and anxiety is there in Arjuna's life, the only reason was material conception. Because he was, as of now, He is thinking, he is seeing everything at bodily concept of life, right? Whoever is the old, they understand. Bodily, in everything in bodily relation. So whenever, and we have concluded this, that whenever we try to see things at bodily level, that problem will always be there. Problem will always be there, right? So different kinds of problem we had discussed. Maybe physical level problem, mental level problem, emotional level problem. Different problems will always be there. So now we are raising our platform. That is a spiritual platform. From physical platform to a spiritual platform. When we come at this platform and start seeing things from a spiritual platform, then we will understand the root cause of that problem. And very easily, with the guidance of a spiritual master, we will be able to come out of those problems, right? So gradually we will understand how to do this. But so here, there are two terms which is mentioned. One is Kripana and one is Brahmana. Kripana means miser. Miser, we understand the meaning. Somebody having lots of wealth but not utilizing, even for the personal, I mean, what to say about others. Kripana means miser person, he will not give any penny to anyone else. Even I have seen personally, a miser person even doesn't utilize that money for the personal, nourishment, growth. I've seen they are so, they just want to keep everything in bank and just they are happy with just seeing the figures in bank. They don't utilize that money. So this is Kripana. An intelligent person means one utilizes things in a proper way. So here it is mentioned miserly weakness. Miserly weakness means the same bodily concept of life. Because as per scripture, this body, this human form of life, this is very special. And the purpose of this human form of life is to solve the real problems of life. That is self-realization. This is the ultimate purpose. Self-realization, Atma Sakshatkar. And if we are not using this body, this human form of life for self-realization, then it is kind of, we are simply wasting. We got this wealth, but we are not utilizing it in a proper way. Because if you talk about other activities like eating, sleeping, mating, defending, these are the activities which is common in every living species. Then what is the special activity we are doing? We have discussed all this, right? In other living species, if you see, they are also doing the same 4 activities. They also just eating, sleeping, mating, defending. We are also doing the same 4 activities, maybe in a sophisticated way. But that does not make us very special. Simply by doing something in a sophisticated way will not make you different, means special. So it is, the purpose of human form of life is to solve the problems of life, real problems of life. Apart from day-to-day life problem is there, of course we will solve. But at the same time, real problems of life. And that's why we are special. Human beings are special. If you see a ordinary animal, if you see a goat in a slaughterhouse, now if a goat is being just slaughtered, and there are other many goats around, and there are some green grass, you will see they are engaged in eating the grass. They will not react. Even in front of them, other goat is being slaughtered, but they will not at all bother about it because their consciousness level is very low. But if the same thing is happening, if some human being is being killed over here, you will see reaction because our consciousness level is very high. So high consciousness level, higher intelligence is given for a higher purpose, and that purpose is to solve the real problems of life, right? So this is what intelligent person. And how we can solve that problem? By approaching a bona fide spiritual master. A spiritual master means guru, a master, or guide, mentor, whatever terms you use. The different terms are there, but the same thing. We have to accept someone who knows the fact, who has realized, right? So the qualification I was talking about. So if we especially talk about a spiritual subject matter, a spiritual master, then he must be realized, and there are qualifications. So I will discuss in next. Let me even take that because we are discussing this. So in next verse, Nahi prabashyami mamapnu adya yat shokam uchoshanam indriyanam avapya bhumav asan ritam rajyam suranam api chadipatyam. I can find no means to drive away this grief which is drying up my senses. I will not be able to dispel it even if I win a prosperous, unrivaled kingdom on earth with sovereignty like the demigods in heaven. What is the statement? He's saying that he's finding no way to come out of this problem, to come out of grief, anxiety, yes? Drying up my senses means he's so much stressed and he's not able to come out of it. And what he's saying, I will not be able to dispel it even if I win a prosperous, unrivaled kingdom on earth. Prabhupada in purport he's saying that because in this world the kind of understanding we have that if we have lots of money, if we have so many facilities, then we will come out of problem. There will be no problem. This is what the mindset we have, right? And everybody is trying for that. And Prabhupada very clearly he is saying, because he traveled throughout the world, even richest countries like America, he could see that in spite of people having lots of money, facilities, these problems, so many problems in every country. Either the country is rich or poor. The problem exists everywhere. And this is the ground reality of life. So when we study Bhagavad Gita, these are the realities we have to accept it. It is not something, sometimes when we discuss about these, people say that, oh no, this is negative thinking. It's not negative. It's knowing the truth. Because if you do not accept the truth, then you are living a life in illusion. Just mental illusion that is called. So we have to accept, we have to become brave enough and accept the reality of life. And based on that reality, the true facts, when we make decision, we will achieve perfection. And also we will not be disturbed when we accept the reality. Otherwise, you keep on dreaming, but something else will come in your life and you will be in anxiety and stress. So better accept the reality. As per scripture, padama padama yada vipadam. In this material world, at every step, you will see problems. No one can say that he is not facing any problem. Problem is a part of life. But yes, it doesn't mean that we have to simply go with that problem. If we are simply going with that problem, it means we are kripanas. We have to solve the problem. Intelligent person, right? And how to solve the problem? Yes, we are going to take shelter. We are going to take guidance how to solve the problem. Because Krishna is the spiritual master. He knows why problem is there in this material world. And he knows how to solve that problem. So if we take shelter of Krishna, right? Or the representative of Krishna. Guru means representative of Krishna. Somebody who has taken shelter of Krishna, who is following the instruction of Krishna. Not mental concoction. That's why I'm saying Guru doesn't mean anybody and whatever he's saying. No, not like that. Somebody. So the first qualification to become an authorized Guru, authentic Guru, which is mentioned, that the person should be from Parampara. Disciplic succession. The chain, the Guru-disciple chain, which is coming directly from Krishna. So we should accept somebody as a spiritual master who is coming through disciplic succession. That is first criteria. And now one point is mentioned over here that Kiba Vipra Kiba Nyasi Shudra Kene Noy Jai Krishna Tattva Veta Sei Guru Hai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is giving this point that anybody, means it's not, doesn't matter from which caste the person is coming, right? Guru means anybody, one who knows Krishna, one who knows truth, he can become Guru. He may be from any background. He may be a sannyasi, he may be a family man, he may be from any religion, he may be from any country. That is not the criteria. So Guru means one who knows the fact, one who knows the truth. So many other qualifications, like the Guru is teacher means one who teach by example. That's why it is they are called acharya. Acharya means teaching by example. It's not that just the person is speaking, but in his personal life we see nothing. I mean, he is not practicing those teachings. So a teacher means one who is practicing that knowledge. Otherwise, the person will only transfer information, and that information will not bring any kind of transformation. So if we really want transformation in life, then we have to go through, or we have to accept some teacher who is teaching by example. So we are getting this knowledge by Srila Prabhupada, one of the Acharya, right? And we could see throughout his life, he practiced. And that's why we see, when he went to America, he was 75 years old person. And so many youngsters, they got attracted with him. Can you imagine what kind of personality he was? Was he a very, very handsome personality, attracting all these youths, youngsters, and hundreds and thousands of people approaching him, just willing to have a moment of association with him? What was that attraction? What was that attraction? A person who is having nothing in his hand, no money, no nothing, alone with some books, and so many worldwide movement. Within 12 years, 14 times, he traveled the whole world. Not one time, two times, 14 times in 12 years. And within this period, he composed more than 80 books. And he wrote 7,000 plus letters just to teach others. So much of transaction. And because they were new people in other countries, they were not knowing anything about Vedic culture. So he was teaching everything. How to put tilak, how to wear this Vaishnava attire, everything. From zero to, from scratch, he taught everything. So many Gurukul schools, so many 108 temples he established in his time. Now we have 800 plus more temples across the world, so many centers. But in his time, he could do this much. What was that power? That is purity. That is what he was teaching by example. Throughout his life, he practiced this teaching. And the same he was teaching to others. And that was the power, his purity, that anybody coming in his contact was transformed, immediately transformed. And if you see those people, initial days, people who joined, they were involved in all sorts of bad habits. In Western country, the kind of culture they had, it was totally different than India. They were engaged in all sorts of sinful activities, intoxications, whatever, meat eating, so many things. And those people, within few months, even I'll say few days, they were transformed totally out of those bad habits, and they become saints or very saintly devoted people. It was just because of the purity. So we have to understand, because this life is very special. We have to understand our ultimate spiritual purpose, and for that purpose, to achieve that purpose, we have to take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master, and then we will see magic in our life. Right? So today, because we have already taken shelter, now we are already practicing or learning these things. So this way, we can really lead a very happy and peaceful life if we focus on higher purpose of life. So I was just thinking that few things like in our life, we are going with this training, with this learning, and how we can utilize this. Now, like Arjuna, we also have to take shelter of a higher authority, Krishna himself, right? Or representative of Krishna. We have already, when we are reading Bhagavad Gita, it means we have taken shelter of Krishna. Otherwise, what is the use of studying Bhagavad Gita? But again, knowing and implementing. Because simply knowing will not help. If we have knowledge, but if we are not practicing it, so we'll not be able to take the complete benefit out of it. So now we have to practice also. A little bit practice we will start. Like in our day-to-day life, in our day-to-day life, how we are going to take, lead a spiritual way of life, right? So, you can all see your daily routine first. These are the few things I'll give you as an exercise. Just start doing that, right? And see your daily routine first. Because this topic we will discuss in detail in later days. We will discuss about it eventually. But as of now, just see your schedule, your sleeping time, what time you wake up, right? And the same, whatever activities you may have, some personal, some professional responsibilities, don't worry, nothing is going to be disturbed. You will do it in a much better way. And most of the things you might be knowing also, but this class is like maybe as a reminder. Now onwards, whatever we are going to learn, we will do some small practices and we are going to grow in our day-to-day life, right? We will keep on discussing some tips or some particular activity which is going to help you in your day-to-day life to keep you healthy from not only from physical point of view, but physically, emotionally, intellectually, from every aspect. You're going to be healthy. Yes, we want to become healthy, right? So now onwards, because like Arjuna, today what we are going to do, we are going to take shelter of Krishna. We have already taken, but now deliberately, consciously, we are going to take shelter of Krishna. So how to take shelter of Krishna, we will discuss. And don't worry, you're taking shelter of such a personality. You will always be victorious in your life. The kind of teaching we are going to learn from Bhagavad Gita, and if we will always be blissful. No situation will disturb you. In this chapter only we will discuss about Dhira, a person, a sober person, one who is never disturbed in any situation. That is what the purpose of life. We have to become like that. So everything we will learn from Krishna himself, and we will see now Krishna will start speaking about, and the first knowledge what he is going to give about soul. Because without understanding spirit, we cannot become spiritual. You will see so many organizations, they call themselves as a spiritual organization. But if you talk about soul, there's no discussion about soul. Without understanding spirit, you cannot become spiritual. And that's why the first teaching Krishna is giving to Arjuna is about spirit, about soul. We will discuss in detail. But today, what I'm discussing about, yes, just find out. Do this small exercise. Find out your schedule. You just see, observe your day-to-day routine, right? These are small tips. Even in material education, you will find it. But now, because we are going to do some spiritual practice, adding something, so better just do some. Observe your daily schedule and see what time you sleep, what time you wake up. Why I'm asking this? Because the first thing I learned, even in my college time, one of my professors, he used to say that if you just do two things, success formula he was giving, that if you want to be success, so the first thing what you have to do, you have to wake up early in the morning at 4 a.m. So I'm not asking you to wake up 4 a.m. We practice that, but at least 5 a.m. There's a book also, right? Materialistic book, 5 a.m. So 5 a.m. club. Early morning wake up is required. It's spiritual, because by that time, early morning time is Brahma Muhurta time. The time before sunrise, was 1.5 hours before sunrise. That is called Brahma Muhurta. Very, very much spiritual, full of potency. So don't waste that time in sleeping. So when you sleep early, whatever is your schedule, you see your professional, maybe sometimes people working late night, but try to adjust. Try to get early in bed. And even if you see it is late, then the second option is don't take heavy food at night. At least 3 hours before sleep, take your food, right? Light food. So then you will see, without much effort, you will wake up on time. So when you wake up on time, So we have to start our day with some, some practice, which will make us healthy from every aspect, physically, mentally, intellectually, and spiritually. That is what we practice in temple, right? So I'll tell you one thing from my experience. I used to read lots of books in my college time, in my professional life, and I told you, like when I came in contact with ISKCON, and when I started reading this scripture, this one book, then you need no books. I mean, this one book has everything. All knowledge is there. Just you need to understand in guidance. Every knowledge is there. I could see just all these different material books you see outside. They have taken one formula from Bhagavad Gita and they have just simply expanded in their own terms, in their own language. That's the only difference. Maybe they have presented in such a way that we can understand easily. But the same teaching is there, right? Then what is the difference? When we read the same message or the teaching we are getting from Bhagavad Gita, the best part, this is not an ordinary book. These are the words of God, full of spiritual potency. So when you read, when you get knowledge from here, so it transforms your life, right? So the point is, yes, morning we have to save and start your day with chanting the holy name of the Lord. Spiritual potency. Maybe sometimes like one thing, like one of our acharya, he says, Swasthya, Sadhana and Seva. This is 3S formula. Srila Rupa Goswami is saying how we should do things. Swasthya, Sadhana and Seva. So Swasthya means physical body. You can do some exercise, some yoga. This kind of practice must be there in life. Maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes, must do that. Because if you are not physically fit, you won't be able to do your day-to-day activities. And this, sometimes people say that, no, I'm doing hard work throughout the day. What is the use of doing exercise in the morning? Anyway, I'm doing hard work. There is a difference. Doing hard work, that is different. But when you do half an hour, 20 minutes, 25 minutes yoga, some breathing exercise, you will see the difference. So that is physical fitness. Anyway, in temple what we do, our day start with Mangal Aarti at 4:30. So what happens in Mangal Aarti? There is Aarti going on and there is Kirtan going on, and devotees, they just dance. Kirtan means musical instruments and chanting the holy name and dancing. So that is physical exercise. Very powerful. Vedic culture, Vedic system, whatever you see, if you see the structure, I was surprised to know if you see the schedule we are following in temple, morning till 10 o'clock or 9:30, the kind of activities we are doing, that is going to nourish or that is going to improve your physical, mental, intellectual, spiritual, all level you are going to be strengthened or you're going to become healthy from all aspects. So dancing in front of the Lord, that is very scientific, right? So we will discuss all these things, but the first thing is, yes, do some exercise, do some kind of activity, and then I will introduce you to chanting. It's a very, we will take another one class for this, especially to understand how this chanting the holy name of the Lord can transform. It can purify the heart. Because these mantra meditation is very, very powerful. You might be doing some kind of meditation, right? Meditation we all know about. It's very helpful. It's very healthy because just like we do some exercise to keep our body fit, similarly, so many negativity is there in our mind. Throughout the day, we are meeting with so many people, so many negative thoughts are there, and that is damaging our consciousness, our life. So we need to detox. We need to clean our mind. And this mantra meditation is that process. Chaito Darpan Mahajanam. Cleaning the heart. So that is mantra meditation. And this is one practice. Because this is not just, cleaning means coming closer to God. Coming closer to Krishna. Krishna Surya Sam, Mayara Andhakar, Jaha Krishna Tahanahi, Mayara Adhikar. So where there is light, there is no question of darkness. So mantra meditation will bring you close to Krishna, close to God. So as like the close you come to God, you will be free from all negativity, all anxiety, all stress. You feel positive vibrations. You will never be fearful. The moment you come close to God, your fear is gone. Bhaya shoka adi varjita. The moment you accept Krishna, the moment you accept the message of Bhagavad Gita, no fear, no anxiety, that will be away. If we are in anxiety, it means we as of now we have not accepted Krishna. Means we are away from Krishna. Once Krishna is there in life, forget about it. No fear at all, no anxiety at all. Even the situations in our life, worst situation in our life, devotees, one who has taken shelter of Krishna, even worst situation, they take it very positively. They take it as an opportunity. They take it as a blessing. Of course, we are not at that stage as of now, but gradually we will become like that. Every situation, we will take it as an opportunity to grow, to advance, right? So we will do that. So this mantra meditation, I will teach you how to do that. I will simply introduce today. So let's start this practice. It's maybe initially 7 minutes or 6 to 7 minutes or maybe 10 minutes when you start this practice. 10 minutes of practice every day. Just, I will tell you how to do that. This is very scientific. We will start doing that. Just feel grateful for everything you have in life. Because God has given us everything. We must be very grateful for that. So let's start our day with mantra meditation. Chanting the holy name of the Lord. Then, as for temple structure, if you see, we do some reading. Srimad Bhagavatam class. 8 to 9 we have Bhagavatam class. It means every day make a practice of whatever time you feel or whatever time you can manage, maybe 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. Reading habits. Every day start reading some scripture. So many books are there, but of course we always recommend that go through a scripture. Or maybe if you are in some job, profession, you can see books which is going to help you in your profession also. Though I am not supposed to, I am discussing all these things because at the initial stage, finding out message from here and implementing in our day-to-day life becomes difficult. You need guidance, and gradually we will do that. But why I am telling you, yes, because we have some profession, some job responsibility, business responsibility, and because of those things also we keep on getting lots of stress and anxiety. So we also need to manage those things. So this lifestyle will bring lots of transformation. If we are going the way we are going, we will get the same thing what we are getting. If we want change in our life, then we have to make some change. We have to change the routine, right? So the first habit we have to develop, that is waking up early in the morning, doing some kind of exercise, physical exercise, right? And then do mantra meditation, some kind of introspection, find out those negativities, just get it out. I mean, anyway, this chanting process will do the work. I'm just speaking giving some extra additional things, but end of the day, once you start chanting with right understanding, it should not be just mechanical, even if you, because this is a spiritual subject matter, even mechanically if you do, you will get benefited, spiritual benefit. But we will learn the art, how to do it with the right consciousness, with the right mood, so that we can attract benefit out of it, at the earliest. So that is one practice we will do. Start reading some book, scriptures, especially maybe Bhagavad Gita. You understand, don't understand, no worry at all. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, schedule it. That every day I'm going to do it. And why we suggest that all these activities do it early morning? Because maybe till 7 o'clock you might not be having lots of disturbances, right? Because the schools and so many things are there, but maybe because as early you wake up and start doing all these things early in the morning you will have minimum distractions, minimum disturbances, so you will be able to do it. Once you are spiritualized, once you have this spiritual potency, you will see the magic throughout the day. The kind of consciousness you develop in the morning, and throughout the day, you will be energized, and your dealings with others will change. All right, gradually, you will not be angry, or you will not be like immediately we get agitated. These things will not happen, and reading books means raising your intelligence. Raising your intelligence, because without raising your intelligence or making it spiritual, we will not be able to solve the problems of life. Just for small things, we'll start fighting. Just for any small thing will agitate us, disturb us. And once you are agitated, once you are in anxiety and stress, then you know the kind of dealing you do. You will start shouting for anything that will simply disturb. And in every aspect of life, we will see there will be disturbances. So our morning is very, very important. So let's make it very powerful. Let's make it very spiritual. Let's take shelter of Krishna. Early in the morning, our whole practice should be, let's take shelter. This is what the formula we used to follow when I used to work. The three of us, my two friends, when we used to go to office, we had a formula. Maybe this formula will help you to, especially for working professionals, everybody. So the kind of mindset we had, that early morning we should be in Vrindavan. This is first phase of life. Early morning we should be in Vrindavan. What you do in Vrindavan? Remember God, chant the holy name of the Lord. Just fully, whatever activities we discussed as of now, reading, hearing, chanting, become spiritualized. Be in Vrindavan. And second phase of life, when you go to your work, your personal, profession, job, business, whatever you have. So that phase is being in Kurukshetra. You are in the battlefield. You cannot expect that people will come and garland you. This is the wrong expectation we have when we are in office, when we are at work. Oh no, people should have like this. No, that is wrong expectation. Because you are in battlefield and you will be attacked. You have to protect yourself. Like Arjuna, what he was doing? He was in battlefield. He was fighting. He was not chanting the holy name sitting over there. He was fighting. He was doing his duty. And how he was doing his duty? The process Krishna taught him. How you have to fight? Maham Anuspara Yuddhacha. Remember me and fight. We will learn all these things. We'll see the later statements. Krishna didn't say that you don't have to fight. He said you have to fight because you are a Kshatriya. You have to fight against irreligion. That is your duty. But how to fight, I am teaching you. And similarly, we have different responsibilities. We have to do that. But how to do that, that art we have to learn. We have to remember Krishna. We have to do our every activity to please Krishna, for the pleasure of Krishna. So Arjuna was fighting for the pleasure of Krishna because Krishna wanted him to fight, and that's why he was fighting. And he was not worried about what should be the outcome of that battle. Because he was just surrendered to Krishna. He was fighting for Krishna. Because Krishna will be happy if I fight. Then he was not bothered about result. We will learn this. Karmanyavadhikaraste. This is the because most of the time we are attached with the result, and we are in anxiety and stress. Right? So this is another concept we will discuss. How we can be free from anxiety and stress, and we can perform. We can do our best. Right? We will learn this. So point here is we have to do our best and give on the rest. Give on the God rest. This is the statement, right? Do your best, give on the God rest. Don't be attached with the result. Don't be attached with result means you have to focus on goal. But don't be attached with goal. There's a difference between sometimes this is very this shloka, sometimes people do not understand. Without being attached to your result, how will you perform? There is a difference between result and goal. Right? You have to focus on your goal. You have to plan to achieve that goal. But you have to give your best. But don't be attached to result because the result is not in your hand. And something which is not in your area, not in your hand. Somebody else is going to decide that. What is the use of worrying about that? Just do your best, right? So you'll be free from anxiety. Yes, I'm doing, my Lord, I'm doing my best. Whatever intelligence you have given me, I'm just utilizing that. I'm doing that. The rest is up to you. You give me, I'm happy. You don't give me, I'm happy, because you know best. You know past, you know present, you know future. Even if you don't give me, I know you are my best well-wisher. Bhoktaram Yagdapasam Sarvalok Maheshwaram Suhridam Sarvabhutanam Gyatva Mam Shantimur. Suhridam, you are my best well-wisher. You are my best friend. And because you know past, present and future, so whatever you do, you will do always better for me. This is the consciousness, and this is the consciousness we have to develop. So this is what the teaching of Bhagavad Gita. So when we have this kind of consciousness and we do our day-to-day activities, we will never be in anxiety, right? We will do our service. So whatever responsibilities towards each other we have to do that. Whatever business, job-related responsibilities, we have to do our best. We are being paid for that. So we have to be in Kurukshetra. Do your duty. Remember Krishna. Krishna has given you this opportunity. Do your job in such a way that Krishna will be happy. My Lord, you have given me this opportunity. You have given me intelligence. Let me do it for your pleasure. Right? So do that. And again, your job is done. Kurukshetra is over. Come back home. So in the evening, we should be, and this is what you may not be knowing that place, we should be in Mayapur. Mayapur is a place where Lord Chaitanya took birth. He appeared there, Lord Chaitanya. So in the evening, like in our temple, we do Gaur Aarti. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So there is Sandhya Aarti in temple. So what we used to practice that once we come back from office to home, office is there, no further talks about office. Now we are at home with family members together, the whole family members, they are doing some kind of worship to the Lord, again being thankful to the Lord, doing some kind of kirtan. Kirtan is again transcendental sound vibration, chanting the holy name of the Lord. It will spiritualize the whole atmosphere at home, offering food to the Lord, and then all together, family member together, having prasadam together in a very spiritual consciousness. Being thankful and having prasadam together with family members. Such a beautiful way of life, right? Do we get time to have food with family members? So this is what we have to do. Though,
so in
yes.
professional life, how do you decide what's right and what's wrong, right? You are in the Kurukshetra battle. You will do whatever is best for you so that you win. But along that course, sometimes you do have to take actions which may not be in the best interest of other people. But at the end of the day, you are in a battlefield. You want to win, right?
Yes.
So, how do you decide that line between what's right and what's wrong?
Yes.
And that's something I think.
Yes. So right and wrong means in sense of your professional activities, or maybe the employee relation, or so many things are there in corporate life. Yes.
Or if you're in competition with somebody, or if you want to grow the.
See, right and wrong, there is a criteria. That criteria is goal. If you know your goal, your objective, then you decide what is right and what is wrong. This is one criteria. If your goal is clear and whatever is helping you to achieve that goal, again, because we are talking about spiritual, it's not like whatever means whatever ways, no. We have to see ways which is Krishna conscious, which is not bad or which is not sinful. And for that we have to go through this. We will understand gradually. We have to raise our intelligence, and then we will be able to understand what is right and what is wrong. There are different ways. People are earning money. Earning money is not bad, but there are good ways, there are bad ways. Some people, they are earning money doing anything, some sinful activities. So through Bhagavad Gita we are learning, we have to do, but how to do, we are learning from here. So yes, sir, please.
I can relate to this question. So when you say your goal, I don't think she was talking about her goals. Those are our goals. The organization.
No, any goal. Yeah, that's what I'm tracking. I was just giving a criteria to understand what is good and what is bad. Maybe organizational goal, your personal goal. Goal means you want to achieve something, and there are activities or there are distractions, right? There are so there are activities which is helping you to achieve that goal. Based on that, we decide this is good, right? Like if I want to wake up early in the morning, so what are the good activities? We discuss about that. What is good? If you go late in bed, if you take heavy food, that is bad, because that will not help you to wake up in the morning, right? So that's what good activity is. What? Take lighter food and try to get early in the bed. So this way, this is what the criteria I'm giving you, decision making criteria. Now good and bad from a spiritual point of view, one is like physical, maybe your organizational needs, that is one thing. But a spiritual aspect, we have to see the activity we are doing, is it really going to please Krishna? I'm giving you just a small example. There are people earning money by doing some kind of slaughtering or kind of activities. So one way, because in this meat business, they are earning lots of money. Their goal is to earn money, and they are getting that. They are achieving that goal. But the means to achieve that goal is, as per scripture, that is a sinful activity. Externally, you are getting money, but from a spiritual point of view, you are going to be entitled with so many sinful reactions, right? And that kind of activity will not please Krishna. Krishna will not be happy with that, right? So Krishna consciousness means, God consciousness means, whatever responsibilities, whatever duties we are doing, we are performing, we have to do that, but in such a way that Krishna will be happy, God will be happy. You will feel satisfaction. You will be free from reactions of karmas. You will be free from the cycle of birth and death. That is what the objective we are talking about, higher purpose. And that's why we said that when you remember this higher purpose, when you know this higher purpose and you start acting based on that, automatically, because this is your goal, and then you will be able to decide what to do, what not to do, what is right, what is not right, right? So there will be situations wherein, this is what practical application. We will go on with this journey. There will be so many situations, it will be difficult to decide, and that's why we can take the help of a spiritual master. Because we have our spiritual journey, we have our maybe our different other. Ultimately, we say, once you understand spirituality, then everything is spiritual. Either your job, your business. It's not like just 2 hours when you are doing some kind of reading, hearing, chanting, or doing some kind of worship. That is only a spiritual activity. For a devotee, everything is spiritual. Because everything, whatever he is doing to please Krishna. And Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, Yad karosi yadasnasi yad juhosi dadasi. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer in charity, just keep me in center. Dedicate it to me. That is devotion. Anything and everything, when we devote it to Krishna, that becomes a spiritual activity. So even if you are working in your office, but if you remember Krishna, if you keep Krishna in your mind and do your activity for his pleasure, that is a spiritual activity. Spirituality is not just 1 hour, 2 hour job or part-time job. It's a full-time job. We always have to be Krishna conscious. And as long as we are Krishna conscious, we will not struggle. So this Krishna consciousness is a small term, it's a big journey. But gradually we will understand it's very easy means the moment we take shelter of Krishna, taking shelter of Krishna means whatever is his instruction, understanding it and implementing in life, right? Any other question?
We say Krishna, the description of Krishna is a Leela, and if you go to Ramayana or Ram is a Charitra. So if you are following Krishna, Leela, even if you have to say some lies also, if it's going to hurt someone or is going to spoil someone, then that truth is also better not said. But if you want to tell a lie for someone's good, it is also correct.
Yeah, that is a different subject matter, of course. Means when it comes to the words of God, this is again deeper understanding. So, but the words of God, externally, like we were discussing, externally, something maybe we may see it differently, or we may see something from our perception, it may look like something wrong. But the words of God, that is dharma, that is truth. Now, second thing, I was just catching a few words from your this comment, because Leela, when you said sometimes people, when we talk about Krishna, they try to imitate. They say that okay, Krishna is God, or whatever Krishna did, they try to imitate. Okay, Krishna had 16,108 wives, girlfriends. I should also have at least 5, 4, 2, 3. So
it's an understanding of convenience.
Yes.
People want to understand the way they want to understand.
Yeah, so we should be very much clear.
To be that brave also to have more than one.
Because Krishna is God. We cannot imitate, right? This understanding, it will take time to go deeper into it, but we have to understand Krishna is God. We cannot copy. And Srila Prabhupada used to say that, okay, Krishna had 16,108 wives, and for individual, each wives, he had a big palace in Dwarka. Now, how many wives we can maintain? Even one wife we cannot maintain. What to talk about? So, because that's why he's showing by his example that he is God, he can do that. Everybody, and at the same time, if you read Srimad Bhagavatam, it's not like one day he is with one queen. It's not like that. Simultaneously, he was there with all 16,108 wives simultaneously, because he was God. He expanded himself into different forms. Once Narad Muni visited to see what Krishna is doing at home,
He was everywhere.
and he could see Krishna is everywhere, he is doing different jobs at different places. These are all inconceivable pastimes of Krishna, just to prove that Krishna is not an ordinary person. He is God himself. We cannot copy God. We cannot imitate God. We can follow his instruction. Any of these big acharyas, or what acharyas are said, big personalities, sometimes they show by their example something. Means, so this is the way we should take it. We should always learn from their examples, or whatever instructions they are giving, we should follow that. If we want to copy Krishna, then we have to copy from every aspect. We have to lift Govardhan, or we could see Krishna, he is killing so many demons in such an early age, 3 months, 6 months he was killing. Can we do that? No? So why to only one aspect? When it comes to having girlfriends. Sorry?
Whatever suits.
Understanding of convenience.
So yes, understand, the very nice point. Even I could see even follower of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva, he is Vaishnava Nam Yatha Shambhu, the great Vaishnava. And just not having proper understanding, the follower of Lord Shiva, you see what they do? Doing lots of intoxication, or ganja and all sorts of nonsense they do, and they claim to be the devotee of Lord Shiva. No, he is a Vaishnava Nam Yatha Shambhu. He was detached from material desires, and having the beads, chanting beads, always chanting the holy name of the Lord. And that's why he is the greatest devotee of the Lord. And so many qualities, if you go through Srimad Bhagavatam, so many qualities. And people don't see those qualities. And Srila Prabhupada used to say that, okay, if you want to copy Lord Shiva, just to save the devatas, he drank poison. Can you do that?
Save the nature actually, because that
Yes.
poison would have killed everything.
Yes. He is the savior. Yatha Taror, sorry, what is that? Anyway. So Lord Vishnu himself, just to do some special activity, he appears as Lord Shiva. Lord Brahma is talking about.
So this जो मंथन हुआ और उसमें से जो विष निकला शिवा सर ने लिया, so वो मंथन हर घर में, हर सोसाइटी में चालू है, लेकिन कोई भी वो मंथन खत्म नहीं हो रहा, क्योंकि विष जो निकलेगा वो लेने को तैयार ही नहीं है। सबको सिर्फ अमृत चाहिए उस मंथन से विष जो दूसरा आदमी लेगा मैं बोलूंगा। तो ये वो मंथन चल रहा है हर सोसाइटी में, हर घर में लेने को तैयार। इसलिए मंथन पूरा नहीं होता कभी भी, क्योंकि तो शिवक तो विष निकलने वाले, इसको कौन लेगा? शिवा को बुलाओ, शरण कौन लेगा? कोई लेने को तैयार नहीं है। तो शिवा बनना इतना आसान थोड़ी है।
Shiva has a great quality. He always chant holy name. So nobody in the world was doing that thing. So he was only qualified to take that poison.
Okay, fine. So let's come to the topic. So today's discussion is like Arjuna. He took shelter of Krishna to solve the problems, and we will see how Krishna is going to solve problem. Because illusion can only be solved by enlightenment. Darkness can only be removed by light, right? So now Krishna is going to give him a spiritual vision, a spiritual understanding, because material consciousness is the root cause of all problems in our life. Once we are out of that material consciousness, once we raise our intelligence at a spiritual platform, we will see all the problems will go away. Is it true? Problem will be there. Our perception will change. Our vision will change. Problem is a part of this material world. Dukhalayam ashashvatam. This place is a place of suffering. That is truth, accepted. And when we accept Krishna, Krishna's instruction, then our perception will get changed. And not only perception, it's not just doing some kind of brainwash. No. Because we are associated with Krishna. We are directly connected with Krishna. Spiritual potency will be there to face those problems, to see those problems as opportunity, because Krishna is our best friend. This is what He will give us lots of His strength and so many stories, not from His scriptures, so many stories from devotees' life. I remember one story His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj was talking about. One lady, she was suffering from cancer, and she was in much pain. Huge pain was there. She was in America, but in that stage also she was so happy, and she said that I'm blessed. And just knowing this statement, so many interviewers, they were approaching media, they were approaching her. Some lady, she is saying that I'm blessed in this situation. How is it possible? And she was feeling like the kind of knowledge I received from Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam by the mercy. Srila Prabhupada was his spiritual master and her spiritual master. So she was feeling blessed that in this time I am really able to relish the instruction of my spiritual master, relish or realize the message of Bhagavad Gita. I am feeling so blessed. She was empowered enough in that kind of situation. And so many stories are there, right? So we have to raise our consciousness, raise our intelligence, and lead our life in such a way so that we can achieve the perfection of life, coming closer to Krishna and getting freed from all kinds of sufferings, birth, death, old age, disease. And the process I'll explain you just in a few minutes. Just introduce. We will discuss in detail later because time is up now. So one chanting bead you can give me. I'll just explain what is that process. We have to start. So now you're going to get some instrument to start your day. No, this is ordinary mala. This is maybe mango or kalamba. Tulsi beads, Tulsi mala, yeah, Tulsi, some precautions, we will discuss later. So we will give you this small instrument, but very powerful.
108 beats?
Very powerful, right? And this way, we are going to take shelter of Krishna. Because taking shelter of Krishna means we are going to chant His name. 108 beads will be there. And this one extra thread you will see, one extra bead with this thread. If you count this, there is 109. But we don't count it. So we just skip it. So this is from here, after the thread one. If you start from here, so this is the first bead we hold, and the holding process is like, yes, we do not use this index finger. We'll understand the reason later, but as of now, we don't use this index finger, We use middle finger or any of the 3 finger you can use. Means index finger don't use. And holding like this or whichever way you are comfortable. Because sometimes beads are small, so holding like this become difficult. So you can hold like this also, the way you are comfortable. Don't use index finger. That's the only criteria, right? And the first bead after this thread one, you hold like, and we do mantra meditation. I'll go deeper into it. Will explain you. But as of now, just to understand, holding this mantra, first there is a Panchatattva mantra we recite. Maybe I'll share with you some card. You can read and because initially you may not remember, but you can just read that. So we say Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. So this is Panchatattva mantra. We will know about Panchatattva also in our later classes. So after chanting this mantra one time, from here only we start Mahamantra. Mahamantra is the mantra we chant. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. There are 16 syllables. So this one mantra means all these 16 syllables. One time. When we chant one time, this means whole mantra one time. Then move to the next beat and again Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Then move to the next. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So this way, we will move till here. So when you come to the last beat, not the thread one, before that, last beat, that means you have chanted 108 times. And this we call one round of chanting, one mala chanting, one round of chanting. So 108 times. And initially when you start practice, like the speed we are chanting, it may take you 9 minutes, 10 minutes. But once you practice it, we go a bit faster. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So this way when you go, maybe 7 minutes, you will complete it, one round of chanting. So the simple process is just vibrating this transcendental sound and hearing. Chanting and hearing. This is the simple process. There are so many things. When you go deeper, the mood, we will understand, we will discuss those things. But simple process is we have to chant and hear. It means it should not be in mind that okay, Mala is there, I'm not speaking anything and just going on. No, not like that. Start speaking in such a way, maybe other people will not get disturbed anyway, because initially we take it like other people are getting disturbed, but it's not a disturbance. Once you understand the power of mantra, then you'll realize that it is going to help everyone, right? Spiritual benefits. So here, as of now, you can do like you at least can hear. Maybe people sitting besides you may not hear, but you should hear. It should be so softly. This is the difference between Kirtan and chanting. When we do Kirtan is loud with other people. When you do chanting, the same mantra we are reciting, but it is for personal. So it should be very softly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. You hear. And this transcendental sound vibration, when it starts with your tongue and enters to your ears, it goes to your heart. Physically or maybe scientifically you will not see any connection, but there is a spiritual connection. When you hear, there is a spiritual connection to your heart. Shruvatam swakatham Krishna punya shravan kirtana hridiyatastuya vadrani vidunoti surit satam. So when you hear about Krishna or Krishna's name, it goes to your heart and cleans your heart. Vidunoti surit satam. It cleans your heart, purifies your heart. And this overall process is purificatory process. We are going to purify our consciousness, our heart, right? So every day, from this day onwards, we can start. And once we meet, maybe next class, maybe we will discuss a little bit more about it. We'll understand the significance of chanting this mantra. Then gradually, it will be a regular process, regular activity, so that we have more deeper understanding about the holy name, and we will develop more taste about chanting the holy name and transformation. Yes, we will see the improvement, we will see the transformation in our life. So everybody, my humble request to all of you, and time is up now. So just start this practice. As of now, you understand, don't understand, no worry at all. Just start hearing something. Start your day with this. Though there is no rules and regulations any day, throughout the day, any time you can do that. But my special recommendation is that, as I told you, make your schedule, do it early in the morning, start your day with a spiritual vibration, and you will see the magic. Okay? So I'll stop here. Thank you so much. Francis.
You can keep these beads.
You keep it with you, yes, this is for you. And maybe later on I'll give you a bag also, you can keep in that bag, because sometimes it is, because it's a long one, so it touches the ground. So generally you see we keep a bag also. You have that? So keeping in that bag, maybe once you practice, while walking also, you can very easily do that. Your one hand is there in bag, and you
Prabhuji,
walking.
I have also always prayed to Lord Shiva.
Yes.
And when I was younger, in 10th, 11th, I used to do 108 into 11 times. I used to do Om Namah Shivaya.
Great.
And one time I had time, I used to do Mahamrityunjaya whole mala.
Yes. And this is the result of that.
Yes.
As per Durga Samhita, when Mother Durga is happy, she blesses you with the mercy, with the devotion of Lord Shiva. And when Lord Shiva is pleased with your devotion, then he gives you the best blessings. He gives you the devotion of Lord Ram and Krishna. So that is the achievement. Progression, yes. Let's do Lord Narasimha and we'll end up with this. Namaste Narasimhaya, Namaste Narasimhaya, Prahlada Daine, Ganyakashi Purvakshaha, Shilatangha Nakhalaye, To Nasingha Parato Nasingha, Yato Yamita To Nasingha, Bhagir Nasingha Hridaye Nasingha, Narasimhamadin Sharanam Prapade, Tava Kara Kamala Varena Kham, Adbhuta Shingam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubhingam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Narasimhadev, 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 Jaya Narasimhadev, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jai Prahlad Maharaj, Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada, Jai Jai Gurudev, 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 Jai Jai Gurudev. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Shyam Sundar Radha Shyam Sundar Radhe. Jaya Radha Radha Shyam Sundar Radhe. Jai Gauranita, 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 Jai Gauranita, Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada, Jai Jai Gurudev, 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 Jai Jai Gurudev. Krishna Bhagwan ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All glories to Samad devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Samad devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Samad devotees, Hare Krishna. So thank you so much for your presence and keep it continue. This is food for soul, right? It's a very serious subject matter. So we have to schedule our life in such a way so that at least once in a week, we can manage this time. Maybe we will keep on hearing the same thing, right? But the purpose is transformation. Because from time immemorial, we have been leading a different kind of life, away from Krishna, away from God. So when we keep on hearing this, simply being in this process and association of devotees, hearing about Krishna will revive that consciousness and bring us closer to Krishna. And Krishna is all auspicious. Then when we come in contact with Krishna, all auspiciousness will be there in our life. So make it a regular practice. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada.